Stop. In the next 10 minutes, you're going to watch three men mock a stranger in a bar. They're going to laugh at him, belittle him, push him, and then he's going to take off his jacket. And on his arm, they're going to see something that makes them go silent. A trident, a skull, an eagle, the most respected tattoo in the United States military. The Navy SEAL Trident. Only earned by those who complete the hardest military training on Earth. Bud S. Basic Underwater Demolition SEAL Training. 6 months of hell. 80% quit. This man didn't quit, Doc. And now, 3 guys in a bar are about to learn what happens when you mock someone without knowing who they are. This isn't about a fight. It's about respect. Friday night, 10 o'clock. Sports bar in San Diego, 3 miles from Coronado Naval Base. The place is packed. Football game on every screen. Music loud. People drinking, laughing, shouting at the TVs. Jake Sullivan sits at the bar, alone, 45 years old, wearing a plain black jacket, jeans, simple watch, short hair, graying at the temples, drinking a beer, watching the game. Quiet. He doesn't stand out. Doesn't try to. Just another guy at a bar on a Friday night. Asterisk 3 tables over. 3 men in their early 30s are getting loud. Chad, Brandon, Mike. Corporate types. Tech jobs, good money. Gym memberships they actually use. Polo shirts. Designer jeans. They're on their 4th round. Getting louder. Getting bolder. Chad notices Jake. Points with his beer bottle. Check out the old guy at the bar, Chad says to his friends. Sitting there all alone, sad. Brandon laughs. Probably got divorced. Lost everything. Or never had anything to lose, Mike adds. They laugh. Loud enough that people nearby glance over. Loud enough that Jake can probably hear. Jake doesn't react. Keeps watching the game. Asterisk Chad stands up. I'm gonna go say hi. Cheer him up. His friends laugh. Don't be too nice, bro. Chad walks over to the bar. Sits on the stool next to Jake. Hey, man, Chad says, all fake friendly. You okay? You look a little down. Jake glances at him calm. I'm fine, thanks. You sure? 'Cause you're sitting here all alone on a Friday night. That's kind of sad, you know? Jake returns his attention to the game. I'm good. Chad leans in closer. What do you do? For work, I mean. You look like, I don't know, like you're between jobs or something. I work, Jake says simply. Doing what? Security consulting. Chad snorts. Security consulting. That's what people say when they're unemployed, right? Jake doesn't respond. Asterisk Brandon and Mike join Chad at the bar, flanking Jake on both sides. Dude, leave the guy alone, the bartender says. His name is Marcus, mid-40s, tattoos on his forearms. He's been watching. We're just being friendly, Brandon says. Right, old man? We're just talking. Jake sets down his beer. I think you guys should go back to your table. Or what? Mike laughs. You gonna do something about it? No, Jake says calmly. I'm just going to finish my beer and leave. And you should do the same. Chad puts his hand on Jake's shoulder. Come on, man. Don't be so serious. Have a little fun. That's when Marcus speaks up again. Firm this time. Take your hand off him, now. Chad removes his hand. But he's smirking. What, is this your friend or something? Marcus doesn't answer. He's looking at Jake. There's recognition in his eyes. He's noticed something, but he stays quiet. Asterisk, the 3 guys aren't done. I bet he's never even been in a fight, Brandon says. Look at him, soft, sitting here all quiet. Probably never done anything hard in his life. Mike adds. Jake finishes his beer. Sets it down gently. pulls out his wallet, puts cash on the bar. He's leaving, avoiding confrontation. But as he stands up, Chad pushes him. Not hard, but enough. Where are you going, old man? We're not done talking. Jake stops, turns slowly. You really want to do this? Jake asks. His voice is still calm, but there's something underneath it now. Something cold. Do what? Chad laughs. What are you gonna do? Jake looks at Marcus. Can I use your back room for a minute? Marcus nods. Yeah, go ahead. Jake walks toward the back of the bar. The three guys follow, thinking they've won, thinking he's backing down. But Jake isn't running. He stops near the pool tables. Quieter here. Fewer people dot, and he takes off his jacket. Underneath, he's wearing a simple black t-shirt, short sleeves, and on his left arm, clearly visible now, is a tattoo, a trident, vertical, with an eagle clutching it, a pistol on one side, an anchor on the other, and above it, a skull, the Navy SEAL Trident. The three guys freeze. Chad sees it first. His smirk fades. Is that real? He asks quietly. Jake doesn't answer. Just looks at him. Brandon steps closer, staring at the tattoo. That's a SEAL Trident. Mike's face has gone pale. Dude, we should go. But Chad isn't convinced. It's probably fake. You can get those tattoos anywhere. Stolen valor shit. Marcus has followed them. He's standing a few feet away now. Arms crossed. It's real, Marcus says. How do you know? Chad demands. Marcus pulls up his own sleeve. Shows his arm. A tattoo. Different design, but the same trident. Because I'm a SEAL too, Marcus says. And I recognize him. Jake Sullivan. SEAL Team 3. Iraq, Afghanistan. 8 deployments. Asterisk. Chad looks back at Jake. The arrogance is gone now. Replaced by something else. Uncertainty. Maybe fear. You're really a SEAL? Chad asks. Was, Jake corrects. Retired 6 years ago. Why didn't you say anything? Brandon asks. Because I don't need to announce it, Jake says. And I definitely don't need to prove anything to you. Mike is already backing away. We're sorry, man. We didn't know. That's the problem, Jake says quietly. You didn't know. And you didn't care. You saw someone sitting quietly and decided he was weak. Someone you could push around. He picks up his jacket, puts it back on. The tattoo disappears beneath the sleeve again. A Navy SEAL doesn't advertise, Marcus adds. Most of the time, you'd never know. They blend in, live normal lives. But that doesn't make them any less dangerous. Chad is still trying to salvage his ego. We were just messing around. We didn't mean anything by it. Yes, you did, Jake says. You meant to make yourself feel bigger by making someone else feel smaller. That's what bullies do. Asterisk. Marcus steps forward. You want to know what this tattoo means? He points to Jake's arm. It means he survived Hell Week, 5.5 days. No sleep, constant physical torture, freezing water, running until your body breaks. And he didn't quit. It means he completed Bud S, 6 months of the hardest military training on Earth. 80% of candidates quit. He didn't. It means he deployed to combat zones. Multiple times. Saw things you can't imagine. Did things you couldn't handle. And came home. Marcus looks at the three guys. And you thought you could push him around in a bar. The bar has gone quiet. Other patrons are watching now. Listening. Asterisk. Jake looks at Chad. Direct eye contact. You don't know who you're talking to. Ever. That quiet guy in the corner? Could be a veteran. A doctor. A father who just lost his kid. someone going through hell. Or he could be a Navy SEAL who's trained to kill people with his bare hands. Chad swallows. Hard. But here's the thing, Jake continues. Even if I wasn't a SEAL, even if I was just some regular guy, you still shouldn't treat people like that. Respect isn't something you give only to people who can hurt you. It's something you give to everyone, until they prove they don't deserve it. Brandon nods. You're right. We're sorry. Don't apologize to me, Jake says. Apologize to the next person you're tempted to mock. And then just don't do it.
The three guys leave, quiet, humbled. Jake sits back down at the bar. Marcus pours him another beer. On the house. You handled that well, Marcus says. Wasn't worth escalating, Jake replies. You could have destroyed them, Jake shrugs. What would that prove? That I can beat up drunk idiots? I've got nothing to prove. Marcus nods. He understands. Both men do. An older man, sitting 2 stools down, speaks up. Excuse me, I couldn't help but overhear. You're really a SEAL? Jake nods. Retired. Thank you for your service, the man says. Genuine, respectful. Appreciate it, Jake says. The man hesitates. My son wanted to be a SEAL. He made it through Hell Week, but he got injured in training, medical discharge. Broke his heart. What's he doing now? Jake asks. Firefighter saves lives every day. He's happy. Jake smiles. Then he's still serving, just in a different way. He should be proud. The man's eyes well up. Thank you, I'll tell him you said that. After the man leaves, Marcus leans on the bar. You ever miss it? The teams, Jake considers. Parts of it, the brotherhood, the purpose, knowing exactly what you're supposed to do. What do you miss least? The politics, the bureaucracy, the fact that the best warriors I knew had to retire because they got old, not because they got weak. Marcus chuckles. Yeah, that part sucks. They sit in comfortable silence for a moment. You know what I don't miss? Jake says. Having to prove myself. In the teams, you prove yourself once. Hell Week, Bud S. First deployment. After that, your reputation speaks for itself. Out here, he gestures to the bar. Every idiot thinks they can test you. Like those 3 guys. They saw someone quiet and thought it meant weak. The quietest guys are usually the most dangerous, Marcus observes. Exactly. A woman in her 30s approaches. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I heard what you said to those guys about respect, and I just wanted to say, my brother's in the Navy. Not a SEAL, just regular Navy, but he's deployed right now. And I worry about him every day. And I hate when people disrespect service members or veterans. Or anyone, really. So thank you for standing up for that. Even quietly. Jake nods. Your brother's lucky to have you. She smiles. Leaves. Marcus watches her go. You're a celebrity now. Jake grimaces. Great. That's exactly what I wanted. Should have kept your jacket on. Yeah, probably. But both men are smiling. Marcus traces his own tattoo with one finger. You know what I love about this thing? It's instant recognition. Another veteran sees it, they know. Civilians see it, most of them don't. It's a quiet symbol, Jake agrees. Not loud, not flashy, just there. Like SEALs themselves. Exactly. Marcus pours himself a water. You ever regret getting it? Never. You? Never. It reminds me of who I was, who I can still be when I need to. Jake raises his beer. To the Trident. Marcus raises his water. To the Brotherhood. They clink glasses. Jake finishes his beer. Stands. I should head out. You good to drive? Had 2 beers in 3 hours. I'm good. Marcus nods. Hey, Jake. You should come by more often. It's good to see you. I'll think about it. As Jake walks to the door, several patrons nod at him. Respectful. A few say, "Thank you for your service." Jake nods back, doesn't make a big deal of it. He steps outside into the cool night air, puts his jacket back on. The tattoo disappears again. Just another guy leaving a bar. But those who know, know. The quietest people in the room are often the most capable. The man sitting alone might be a hero. The stranger you mock might have done things you can't imagine. Respect isn't conditional. It's not something you give only to people who've earned it through visible achievements. It's something you give because every person has a story, a struggle, a sacrifice, and you never know what someone's been through until you ask or until they take off their jacket.